Hi everybody, this is Spring with Suds and Suds and such, and today I'm going to be making a facial mask. Now this is my own concoction, my own recipe. I like to take care of my skin, and I feel like everyone should. Okay, I'm going to tell you the wet ingredients first that's going to go into this facial mask. I've got a half a cup of whole milk. Is 2 tablespoons of Greek yogurt, 2 tablespoons of sour cream, yes, sour cream. I also have a, trying to think how much I've used of honey, a tablespoon of honey, yes. And then I also have 1 tablespoon of whipping cream in here. 1 tablespoon of buttermilk. Okay, now I'm going to tell you the dry ingredients that I'm going to be using in this recipe. Now, this is an herbal, so I have right here, I've got 1/4 of a teaspoon of comfrey. This is dried. I have 1/4 of a teaspoon of lavender, the buds. I have somewhere about 1/4 of a teaspoon, a little bit heaped, of chickweed, and this is dried. Okay, and then I also have that's about 1/2 a tablespoon of calendula, and about a teaspoon, maybe a little bit over, of chamomile. I think I need to move my camera down just a hair so you can see the dry ingredients. Okay. And then also we're going to be using, as far as dry ingredients go, we are going to be using probably about 1/2 a teaspoon of colloidal oatmeal to this, and a pinch, pretty good pinch, of pearl powder. Yes, I love pearl powder. It's good for your skin, so I do use it. And then we're going to be using some kaolin clay, but I'm not sure how much. That's our thickening agent to thicken up our end product. So that is my dry and my wet ingredients. Now I'm going to be showing you my fresh ingredients. Okay, here's for our fresh and herbal also ingredients. We're going to be putting oxalis, wood sorrel, sour grass it's also called. We're going to be using that in this. And we'll be using about a teaspoon of the sour grass and the root also. And then also we're going to be using sage. Fresh sage. You could use dried if you want to. And we will be using about 1/2 a teaspoon of that. Now this one, the oxalis, I like to use fresh. Okay, we're going to be throwing in a couple blueberry leaves, just a couple. We're also going to be using this is probably a good teaspoon of raspberry leaves. And we're also going to be using some raspberries. Yes, I didn't have many, but I did have a few, and I'm tickled to death because I love berries for my skin. I think it's wonderful. We're going to also use the petals from one small rose. We are also going to be using strawberries, and they don't look so good because they're the last of the strawberries, but they'll work for what I'm going to use them for. And then we're also going to be using all these wonderful, yummy blueberries. Love me some blueberries, full of antioxidants. Okay, now I'm going to start preparing this, and the way I'm going to do it, I'll show you. Okay, we're now ready. I've got my 1/2 a cup of milk. I'm going to pour this into a small saucepan because I am infusing this milk with my herbs. And I'm going to be putting in my fresh herbs. Okay, there's my oxalis wood sorrel sourgrass root and all of my greenery. Don't want to leave any behind. Then I'm going to be putting in my dry herbs. My comfrey, my chamomile, chickweed, lavender, calendula. Okay, now we're going to let this cook, but we're going to cook it really slow because we don't want any of this to burn at all. I mean, that's a major thing. You do not want this to scorch. So you have to cook it really slow in order to not scorch it. So I'm going to be preparing, while this is doing its thing, I'm going to be preparing my other ingredients. As far as like my berries, I've got to do those. And once this gets warmed up, I will be adding to it my rose petals. I did not forget them. Always wait till it warms up. Just my own little thing. I'll bring you back. Okay, we've heated up. Now I'm going to add my rose petals. Add them in like so, stir them just a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be covering this. I have got it cut as low as it will go, and I'm going to be covering it and just let it just simmer a little bit.